What's up, everybody? Arrg the Pirate here, and today is Saturday, so of course I'm going to be breaking down the community corner while showing off a little bit of gameplay that we took of that match, or those few matches we played, where we only played the reworked heroes. Now, I'm playing Rampage support, and I really don't recommend this, guys, but, you know, there's really not a solid support that actually got reworked, so, you know, hey, we're trying it out, and, you know, Rampage can find a little bit of success in that support role, but really, there's just so many better options, and he doesn't have an ability called King of the Jungle for nothing, so, you know, there are better options, and, you know, hey, I thought, what better time to go over this gameplay than in a community corner, because, you know, the community corner videos are really just kind of helpful videos, and you know, hopefully save y'all time in having to watch the community corner, as well as get a few of my thoughts. Alright, let's dive right into this community corner. Now, the first thing they talk about is the HUD, which I think that's the number one kind of talked about thing in Paragon, you know, as a community. There's a lot of things going on with the HUD. You know, me personally, I think the HUD is just a little bit too busy, a little bit too vibrant. You know, the quick keys to assign abilities is not as quick. I think it's easier just to stop and put them in than risk misclicking, which that might be on me, but, you know, it is kind of one of the things that really takes away. I wish we could still just hit G while still moving and assign those points. Hopefully they'll bring that back, but they did talk about health bars. Now, I don't mind the health bar being up at the top because I never looked at the one on the bottom in the first place. I've always used the overhead one, but there are a ton of people that miss the down on the bottom health bar. And, you know, hey, if this really does affect the way you play, if you don't use the overhead health bar, I can see this being a huge change, especially for those heroes that have been playing since Legacy or, you know, since really forever. You know, this is just such a huge change, the HUD is. I'm not experiencing as much of an issue with the health bar, like I said, because I play with that over-the-head health bar. But some other people that, you know, choose not to use that, I can definitely see this being an issue. Now, they did kind of double down on the fact that, hey, this is version 1, guys, so there are going to be a lot of changes that come within the HUD. And the first kind of thing they say is the brightness of the health bars, and man, I'm right there with it. The laser beam health bars, I'm not a fan of. I don't think they look good. I think they're very distracting, but you know, in all honesty, there's a lot of things that are very distracting within the HUD currently, and I don't feel it's easy to read. Like, you know, sure, the ping that said enemy tower down, you know, that's right in the middle of your screen. You know, that was very tough to deal with before, and I think this is a change in the right direction, but it's nowhere close to being good. I would still prefer to be blinded by tower being damaged or, you know, player killed than not be able to see that notification at all. So, you know, I'm kind of on the fence about the HUD, and you know, again, they did say, hey, this is version 41, or this is version 1, so we will see a lot more changes in the future. Now, they do kind of talk about how there's cards like Sacred Alchemy that just spam the, you know, buffs and debuffs list over there. And, you know, I haven't really had too much of an issue because, in all honesty, I don't look at it. You know, I really don't look at all the debuffs and everything like that just because they're way out of the way. They're, you know, compared to all the other bright things in the HUD, they're very dull. So, like I said, to be honest, I don't look at those small little features like who killed who. You know, very rarely do I even look at that. You know, half the time, if I want to see who killed who, I look to see if I got an assist or a kill. You know, so, and that kind of brings me to the gold and health bar and everything like that. I don't like the placement of that. I'm kind of really used to seeing it up on the top, and you know, honestly, it is much easier for me to glance up at the top than it is to glance at the bottom. I don't know if that's me if that's a personal thing for me or some kind of psychological issue, I have no idea. But it is much more comfortable, much easier for me to look up than to look down. And, for those, real quick glances, especially since the gold numbers are the color that they are, when you're standing in really bright lit areas, the numbers are kind of hard to see. It'd be better if they were a different color, I guess. But, I really do think they did a great job with the HUD. It looks very clean. I don't think that the team frames had near of an impact as I thought they would. They are fairly small, and like I said, I don't spend a whole lot of time looking around the HUD. I spend more time focusing on where I'm looking, with my reticle. So it's definitely not as big of an issue as I thought it'd be, but, there are definitely a few changes I would like to see. Now, another one I did talk about in my first look videos was how when someone pings something, it shows up on one side of the HUD and then the text shows up on the other, and neither one of them are very, grabbing. They don't grab your attention. I can't remember the last time that I looked down to see someone write enemies missing. It catches your eye when someone writes a ridiculously long message or something like that. But, I got to the point where I don't look at that because, there's a lot of salt within Paragon. So, I don't look at that whenever I'm in solo queues. And whenever I'm playing with a team, we're all in voice comms, so I don't look at that at all. And, I'm trusting my team to do call-outs. But, some people don't have mics, things like that, so they do still use the ping system, and the ping system is just very underwhelming. Now, they are addressing key bindings, which, when they went to this quick attribute system, that kind of messed with key bindings. So we are going to see a new key binding. They're going to fix it to where it works properly. If you do use key bindings, you can expect that to drop in version 44.3, so in 3 weeks. Now, one of the biggest things, in my opinion, that they talk about is over the next few months, we are going to be receiving a lot of hero balancing. So, when I hear this, I think there's going to be some huge changes. Of course, I did mention those few heroes earlier, but I think they're going to do huge changes and then slowly ramp down to kind of balance out the game. Because they did kind of talk about, hey, they're getting ready for a full release, which they've been talking about it for a while now, but they definitely talked about it more as in, hey, we are actually getting ready, and less like, hey, it's definitely coming. So hopefully there will be massive changes coming in, and we will get some solid balancing, because I definitely feel that there are a handful of heroes that just really aren't balanced well right now. Now, another thing they talk about is kind of focusing on more objective play, which, with Fangtooth, with the black buff, there are definitely more features around the map that you can engage upon, use these tools to better your team. I think this is a great change, guys. This is definitely one thing that really works well with Paragon. Now, I think right now people are, going nuts over Fangtooth, and I keep playing matches where almost every time teams pick up Fangtooth, they're losing objectives, which this is really not what you want to see. You don't want to see, hey, let's go take this minor objective that gives us a small little power boost and maybe some gold or one of these other side things and then lose a tier 2 for it. That's really not worth it. And you need to treat Fangtooth somewhat like Prime, and we're just really not seeing that currently. So, which this is new. It's very, very new. Everybody's still getting used to everything, and we definitely have to wait and see what will happen in the future, but they are kind of angling towards, hey, let's make this more of a interactive jungle, interactive objectives, things like that. Let's stop focusing on minion farm and focus on playing objectives. And, like I said earlier, I don't like the Cole the Week minion thing, but that's right now, guys. You know, like, I might change my mind in a week, and if we do get a lot more objectives within Paragon, you know, within the jungle, I would definitely say we need to expand the map. You know, the map is a little small in my opinion, but, you know, we do have 5 jungle camps. You know, we could change them to provide just small little boosts, or, you know, one of them gives you extra lifesteal when you're in the jungle or something like that. You know, those type of small changes might be great. You know, you might have something that, you know, when you take this buff, it heals you back up, or, you know, there's an unlimited amount of things that we can do within Paragon to just make it fun and enjoyable. So I definitely want to see if we kind of move in that direction, because yeah, that would be great. Now, the last thing they really talk about is there is some effects coming into Paragon to where, you know, I don't know if y'all have heard of Kalari ult. It's insane loud. And then, you know, some things are very, very quiet. You know, thank goodness that Murdoch's sirens don't just deafen you when they go off. But, you know, there are a few things that are just really, really quiet, but they're very important, so you don't notice them, just like the pinging system. You know, it's a very quiet, subtle noise, and you don't notice it whenever it's actually happening. So, you know, it's just in the back of your mind. You might be hitting a minion or in a fight or something like that. You can't hear that. So they are going to fix that. They are going to adjust the sounds, things like that, and that's incredible. We definitely need that change. Well, that's going to wrap it up, guys. This was a very short, you know, community corner, just like the last one, and we didn't get a whole lot of new information. They kind of just talked about what the changes were, and, you know, what the changes that they're looking into changing, you know, within the next few weeks. 44.1, 44.2, 44.3, you know, and so on. So I definitely hope we get some good changes coming out. I think this definitely was a good step in the right direction. I really think this revitalized how we feel about in Paragon. You know, Paragon just feels so good right now. And even though there's a lot of broken stuff, you know, I'm going in going, hey, let's take this objective, let's take this objective. I think people are still kind of running around and, you know, still getting a feel for all the new changes. You know, Black Buff seems very underutilized in the matches that I've been playing, but, you know, hopefully we'll kind of get into the rhythm of actually picking up that Black Buff. I know whenever I played Fang the other day, I don't even think I ever picked it up just because it completely slipped my mind. So hopefully we'll definitely see some changes within how we play Paragon, and that would be just absolutely amazing. It's definitely what we need, and I really like this new version, although I do have some complaints, but the complaints that I have are small fixes that can be patched. It's nothing major where, you know, hey, you broke the game. So I think Paragon is in a great forward motion. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Let me know how y'all feel. I'd love to talk to y'all about this. You know, I've kind of been in that goofy spot with Paragon lately where, you know, you see the same handful of heroes because there's so many, you know, issues right now, like, oh, the Grux. Grux being able to hit for 2,000 damage is just crazy. But, you know, yeah, there are a few things that I definitely want to see changed. You know, Unkillable Rampage, especially if he's in the jungle. Guys, if Rampage is in the jungle, just leave him alone. You cannot kill him. And then, you know, I think he definitely needs to have his ult cost mana. Whether it's 4 mana or not, I definitely think there needs to be a cost. So, you know, you can't just ult and, you know, hey, that's it. I do completely understand his changes, why he needed that health regen, but, you know, it's clear that he's a little overscaled. But, hey, guys, that's it for this video. If you did enjoy, show me some love. Leave me a comment. Think about subscribing. Join our Discord for that tournament or just to play with me, guys. I'd love to have y'all in there. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.